Hello, in this session, it's the second session of our science, we're going to be having a look at classifying vertebrates. So they are animals that have backbones, and we're going to be finding a little bit more out about them throughout the session. Now, what I'm going to do here is just very briefly go through the different pages on the Google Slides, and then I'd like you to go back through them yourselves, because there'll be a lot more information on there for you, but it's just to explain a few things. So we are going to be learning to identify vertebrates and generate questions to use in a classification key. So you'll be finding out about different types of vertebrates, similarities, differences, and then you're going to be writing a key to explain your understanding. So classification is the different types of animals there are, and you can see on the first couple of pages the numbers of different types there are, and there's a little bit more information about how we might record information on a particular type. So you can see here that we've got a type of scorpion, and it explains where they live, what they look like, that they're venomous. Okay, so that's the different types, and that's what makes that animal unique. So what we do, just this page just explains to us that the differences between living things is sometimes called variation. So that's a nice scientific word for you to find out, that variation. So we then talk about animals and plants, and have a little think about how they are different and how they're similar. And then we move on to different groups of animals. There's a video then for you to have a look at, and that talks about vertebrates, and then there's another video about invertebrates. And then it talks about the different groups. There are 5 groups. So I'm going to hold on for a minute. I want you to have a think, because as I quickly flick through, you're going to see me uncover them. So just think about the 5 different groups of animals that there are. These were, you learned about them in years 1 and 2, I believe. So just think back. We have mammals and fish and reptiles, birds and amphibians. Okay, so these pages explain the differences and the peculiarities about those types of animals, the different groups. So have a read through those, just make sure you're happy with what it says about them. Okay, then for the first task, what I'd like you to do is attach to the classroom, there are these pictures of different animals. So have a look at those and think about which group they fall into. And then on Google Documents, can you make a table and put the headings down, and then put the animals into the appropriate section? So you can either use the snipping tool, as we learned in computing last week, to put those into those groups, or you can just write the name in if you don't want to use that. But it'd be lovely if you could maybe do a combination of those. On the screen there, you can see it says click on the picture and follow the link. That's a video that I made to show you how to make a Google document landscape and how to actually make the table in Google Documents. So please have a look at that, and hopefully that will help you. So then moving on, you've got a vertebrates activity sheet, and then you've got a classification sheet. Okay, so the classification sheet really follows on from what you're doing. You'll be answering questions. Have a look at the pages. It goes through sequence, so you answer different questions to, at the end, finding out what your animal actually is. Okay, so does it lay eggs? Yes. Can it fly? No, then it must be an amphibian. So that's a different, you follow a route through. But read those slides and that will help you. Okay, that's a slightly different version. Okay, so then you've got 3 options for this task. The first option is obviously slightly easier. There's a little bit more information for you. The third option with the 3 stars is going to be much harder. So choose a level. Have a look at each of the pages. Choose a level you think's right for you. If you start and you think, oh no, that's way too difficult, then go back and try one of these slightly easier ones. Now, if you could print this off to complete it, that would be brilliant. If you can't, can you please put it on a piece of paper? Don't forget a ruler. You know what I'm like about rulers. So make sure you use that for your lines, and then you can fill it in sort of manually, or you can have a go at doing it in Google Docs or on Word. So see if you can use some of those lovely computing skills that you've got to be able to put some lines in and add a text box. So So once you've been through all the slides and completed the tasks, hopefully you'll find that you've been successful. You will have generated questions about animals, used those questions to sort the animals into a key. You'll have noticed that there are similarities and differences between vertebrates, and you'll have used those to identify vertebrate groups. Sorry, I've just noticed at the bottom of that there's a spelling mistake there, isn't there? I've added an extra D in, so sorry about that. Anyway, good luck. If you've got any problems, please just message me and I'll be there to help you. Bye.